Hey guys. Hey guys, what is up? It's Snitchery. How you doing? Do you remember me? I almost don't even want to say this because it's such a YouTuber cliche in these types of videos, but it really does feel so weird to film right now. The last video you guys saw on my channel was what, like a month and a half ago maybe? But the last time I actually filmed was around 2 months ago. I mean, it's been a long ass time. The reason for that long break is one of the things we're gonna be talking about in this video, but I think this is just gonna be sort of a general life update because it has been so long since I've sat down and talked with you guys, and the last time I posted a video was before Miss Rona. So a lot has happened. But first, if you've never seen my face before and you're ever interested in seeing my face again, this is definitely not the video to convince you to subscribe, but before I left YouTube for 2 months, I was on a roll, girl. So yeah, if you're interested, feel free to subscribe down below, and if you're a returning subscriber, I'm not sure how many people YouTube will actually allow to see this because I feel like I'll probably just be like neutered by the algorithm as soon as I try to upload. So if you're watching this, thank you, and I'm glad you saw it in your feed, or you recommended, or wherever you did. So there are a couple things I want to update you guys on in this video. The first and the easiest one being that I cut and dyed my hair. I think the last time I had my hair out on YouTube was, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago. But if you don't know, I shaved my head October of 2018 and I kept it shaved until February of 2019. So I just passed my year of growth. What am I trying to say? A year of growth, a year of hair growth. That said, yesterday I gave myself a haircut. My hair was to collarbone length and I cut off about probably 3 to 4 inches. Yeah, it needed to go. Mostly because when you shave your head, if you're like me and you just let it all grow out, then obviously all your hair is the same length or a very similar length. So while the top pieces are like eye length, right? Or my bangs are mouth length, the bottom was collarbone length and it was very mullety, but not in like the cute TikTok way, which is something else we're gonna be talking about. It was just bad. So I decided to cut off a couple inches off the bottom. I don't know what it's doing today. I woke up and this was the state it's in. So that's what you're getting. I also dyed it. You can't really tell in this lighting, but it's actually kind of ginger. It's like a reddish mahogany brown. If you guys want a full video on the process of growing out a buzz cut or growing out hair sort of gracefully, how I did it, the styles I did, the products I used, yeah, that's the hair update. It's probably gonna look crazy this entire video, so I apologize. Hair aside though, the big thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that I did leave YouTube, seemingly for absolutely no reason, because if you only follow me here on YouTube, then I just disappeared off the face of the earth. But if you follow me on other social media platforms, I've been extremely active on Twitter, always extremely active on Instagram, and then recently I've added TikTok to the mix, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I'm gonna keep the reason that I left the platform for a bit pretty short because it's not that interesting. To make a very long story very short, if you watched my last video, you might have remembered that I was heading to LA about a week after I posted that video, and I was only planning on going to LA for 2 days, so I didn't end up bringing my camera, which was dumb. This is my job. But I was going to LA to explore some business opportunities through my management and with some other companies and investors and things like that. Because those meetings went really well, I ended up staying in Los Angeles for 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks actually, rather than 2 days. Didn't have my camera, so of course I couldn't film any content for you guys, but that was only 2 weeks. That wasn't 2 months. So the rest of the time, to be super real with you guys, I've always had a difficult time being consistent on YouTube. I don't know what it is about the platform. I've never struggled this way with like Instagram or anything like that, but for some reason, every time I hit a real stride on YouTube, which I think I had before I took this break, like I was uploading 2 to 3 videos a week for a bit there, but I was consistently at least uploading 1 to 2 videos a week for a couple months. It's like as soon as that happens for me, I just like lose my mind. I don't know what it is. I feel like a big reason I think was burnout. I think I went a little bit too hard for a second there, and granted, there are people that upload, you know, 3 videos a day across their channels every day on YouTube, but that has never been me, and I also do keep up with a bunch of other platforms. This is a portion of my job. This has happened before, but when I hit a really good stride where you guys are really loving the content and I'm loving making it, and then I take even a short break, even 2 weeks, I look back at my old videos and I'm extremely self-critical of my art. I don't think it's a bad thing, really, to be completely honest. I've always been really self-critical of my past work, and I think that's why, in a way, I've been able to stay relevant on the internet and exponentially grow because I am so self-critical of my old work that I am constantly like revamping what I'm doing, rebranding, going into different directions. That's how, you know, I got into cosplay. That's even how I started doing these tutorials on YouTube. I was like, oh, I need a new direction from wigs. But the problem was, after a month, I was looking back at those old tutorials, like my Bella Hadid tutorial and my nose contour tutorial and the 70s tutorial, the K-pop tutorial, all those tutorials that you guys really loved. Thank you. But I didn't like them anymore. I was like, oh my God, girl, like, what is that? So I just kind of found myself thinking like, do I even want to continue this series? Because I really don't like the other videos in the series, but I also have so many ideas of different types of makeup that I want to do for you guys. I'm 100% still doing goth makeup for sure because I think it'll be hilarious. Not because goth makeup is hilarious, but because I think it's really hard to do for somebody who doesn't do it and I don't. So that one's coming for sure. But past that, I have a gazillion, trillion and one other ideas for different decades, different styles, all that good stuff. It's just, and I don't even know if this makes sense to anybody, but it's hard to jump back into a series, a set of work that you're not, or where you're not in love with the previous work you did on that project, but you still are in love with the idea of making more work for that project. I don't know. I don't think this is making any sense to anybody. And unless you're a creator, which obviously everybody is in some capacity, or you have this weird hang up about your previous work, maybe it won't make sense. But that was one of the big barriers for coming back to YouTube, where I was just like, man, every recent video I've uploaded has been part of this series, and I don't like any of them anymore. And am I gonna like the future work I do in that series? I fucking hope so. I hope that goth video is the best video I've ever made in my life, and I hope I continue it and it's awesome. But that's a big part of the reason why I do take breaks on YouTube, because if I take a small break, oftentimes I will make the mistake of looking back at my past videos, and that leads to a big break. So that's part of the reason why I left. Another big reason that I left is the global pandemic. I didn't know if you guys would even want makeup tutorials when everybody is so stressed during this time, right? I didn't want to like stick my content in there and be like, okay guys, I know the world's exploding, but here's me. Now I think it's been a long enough period of time where everyone's sort of trying to adjust. And a lot of you guys have told me that you missed my content, and that content is a good distraction from everything else that's going on. So yeah, got over that one pretty quick. And then I'm moving to Los Angeles. I was supposed to move to LA in April, so right now, but obviously that's not happening. So it's looking like it might be the fall. But if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know I've been living in New York for 3 years now. Right now, I am back home with family in Virginia, where I also often am. So I'm hunkered down here for the foreseeable future. But as a true blue East Coaster, I was born in Pittsburgh, lived in Virginia my entire life, moved to Boston for college, and now I live in New York. I have been putting off moving to Los Angeles for literally as long as possible. Like, literally as long as I possibly can or could have, before it really started to impede the success I can have with my job and with my career. And the vast majority of my friends live in Los Angeles, not even through YouTube, though that's also the case for a lot of my good friends, like Loie Lane here on YouTube, Brie Hall here on YouTube, but a lot of my college friends are there as well. I did go to Emerson College in Boston, but there's an LA campus, so a lot of my friends ended up going to LA and graduating out in Los Angeles. I just feel like now is the time. I'm really trying to drag my New York friends to LA as well. I have a couple of just like lifelong ride or die, I mean I will be friends with these people forever that live in New York, and I'm gonna be so devastated to leave them, but we will visit each other often, so that's exciting. Big freaking move, cross-country move, biggest move I've ever made. Speaking of LA though, I don't know if I ever talked about my dislike of TikTok on YouTube before. Before I was on the platform, y'all, I was like, what the hell is a TikTok? Honestly, I was that old fart. I was like Grandma Snitch at my big age of 23, being like, I don't understand this app. I'm also somebody who never had a Vine account. I never followed particular Viners, never followed Musical.ly. I'm really bad at uploading on Instagram stories, and I've never been into Snapchat, so I think short form content was unfamiliar to me. It was very foreign, so I didn't get the TikTok craze. But because we were all sitting at home and YouTube was causing me a lot of stress, the idea of uploading, I was like, well, I do miss making videos, so let me go ahead and check out like what this little TikTok app is all about. Turns out it's fun as hell. Your feed when you first open the app is not curated to you, so it's just like completely random shit, and it's a lot of teenagers, to be honest. I think that's probably the main demographic of TikTok, so I just felt like an old fart. It's not super enticing, right? It just seems like super cringy, but once I spent a little bit more time on the app and curated my feed to me, girl, now it's just a lot of like stupid comedy shit, and I've begun uploading my own TikToks. The reason I decided to bring this up is not promotional because the growth rate on TikTok is really quick. Like within the first week I had 100,000 followers on TikTok because they show all of your content to strangers for the most part rather than to people who follow you like they do on YouTube or Instagram. So there's just a lot of eyes on your content. So that's not the point. The point is to say I didn't upload on YouTube for all those reasons for about a month, and the second month or half month has been because of TikTok. I just uploading my random nonsense to that platform. I made a video talking about lens distortion and dolly zooms. So basically the idea that when you hold your phone or any camera really close to your face, it's gonna distort your facial features. When you open your front cam and you catch yourself like, oh my God, I do not look good there, pull the phone away from you and zoom in. Insider wrote an entire article about the TikTok, and I was the story on Daily Mail's Snapchat like yesterday or 2 days ago. So strange things have been happening from the little TikTok baby app, okay? I felt like I couldn't make a video about why I didn't come back to YouTube without mentioning that I've been creating video content somewhere else for the past couple weeks. So if you want to go and follow me over there, feel free. But if you're like, TikTok's not my thing, I totally understand. And I'm obviously telling you on YouTube because I am now returning to YouTube. And this isn't just an empty promise. I actually already have 2 videos that are ready to go up. But I wanted to make a video like this first just to be like, hi guys, like, sorry I disappeared. I know. So that's kind of been my life for the past 2 months. How are you guys doing in all seriousness? In the middle of all this craziness, the reason I'm coming back to YouTube now is because I really miss talking to you guys. You really don't get that same type of interaction on other apps. So big hug. I hope you guys are well. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I know I am nowhere near the most consistent YouTuber. So the fact that you guys allow me to come back to this platform and continue to make videos is just, my heart is warmed. If you liked this video, hit it with a like, and thank you for being my friend today and always. I will see you guys in the next one very soon. Mwah. Bye guys.